America is not exceptional because it has long attempted to be a force for good in the world. It tries to be a force for good because it is exceptional. Peggy Noonan, Wall Street Journal. My name is Madeline, and I stand in firm opposition to the topic, "This House regrets the narrative of American exceptionalism." To frame this debate, let us look at this narrative and its overall effect on the world. Today, the opposition will prove to you that this effect has been overwhelmingly beneficial. This leads me to my first and my only argument that this narrative that America is exceptional has kept world peace. When President Lincoln fought the Civil War against the South, he believed that the Union had a mission, not only to make men free in America, but to make them free everywhere, to spread this idea of American democracy into an undemocratic world. Now, since the Union's victory, we have followed this mission to the letter, fighting and sacrificing to spread freedom into the world as a global superpower in three main ways, the first of which being human rights. Now, Yale Law School Dean Harold Hun-Young-Ko argues that to this day, the United States remains the only superpower capable and at times willing to make the real sacrifices, to commit resources, spend time to build, sustain, and drive at an international community dedicated to law, the promotion of human rights, and democracy. Experience teaches us that when the United States leads on human rights, from Nuremberg to Kosovo, other countries follow. Through our encouragement, we've gotten even countries like China and India to revise their child labor laws and to vastly improve their working conditions. The second is medicine. Now, U.S. drug companies charge more per drug in the United States than they do in other countries. They do this because they have a patent, and they use this extra profit to charge for research and development. Now, the U.S. bears this cost because we know that by doing so, these companies have the best resources to develop life-saving medicines that do good in other countries and not just our own. Now, the third, final, and most important way is through our military. Now, even though the U.S. has not fought a war against a foreign invader since the War of 1812, over 200 years ago, our military is not only the strongest in the world, it is stronger than the next 9 militaries combined. We sacrifice our young men and women to fight for freedom and democracy across the world, from the Cold War to fighting the Taliban government in Afghanistan. We provide our nuclear umbrella to our allies, countries like Japan, Canada, South Korea, to keep the number of nuclear weapons at a minimum. We make military weapons and we give them to our allies to keep the peace in their region. We're the ones who negotiate the peace deals. We're the ones who make the effort to solve climate change because we're the ones with the power to do so. We sacrifice for global issues, not domestic ones, because we believe that we are the exception. We are the ones chosen to act as the world's protector. Now, to conclude my speech, I'd like to paint a picture, a world without this idea, this narrative of American exceptionalism, a world in which America puts itself first, before the rest of the world, like any other nation would. Now, this thinking takes away the sacrifices and the responsibilities of a global leader, but at what cost unto the world? Pulling out of the Paris Agreement on climate change, pulling out of the Iran nuclear deal, stepping back on human rights conferences to countries like China, even the possibility of pulling out of Afghanistan makes the world a more dangerous place for the people who live in it, including the people of the United States. We cannot regret this narrative of American exceptionalism because this narrative allows us to make these sacrifices as a leader of the free world, and we make these sacrifices willingly because we believe that we are truly a force for good, because we believe that we are exceptional. Thank you.